News like Sam Brinton, your favorite former nuclear waste secretary assistant, has been sentenced for stealing clothes from a black woman on an airplane. And the sentence is, you need therapy, Sam. That's the sentence. You can steal clothes in an airport. In multiple airports, you can steal multiple people's clothes in multiple airports as you're a Biden official, and you don't get jail time. You get therapy. It's pretty great. We live in the greatest country in the world. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Internet Dad Show. I'm JJ. That's Deacon. We are your Internet Dads. We meet Monday through Friday to drink coffee at 8 o'clock in the morning and read the news and check out whatever's happening in the world and just kind of like start the day with some sunshine. We won't meet tomorrow though,
Sunshine.
because it's
That's not a word I would use to describe us, but go ahead.
Sunshine. We are the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best way to start the day. Deke, you cannot deny that your life is better because you've been listening to our show for the last 2 years.
Forcibly listening. We are like sunshine because we get you angry and pissed off and mad, hot. So yeah, I guess you're right.
I was telling Deacon just before the show started, what a tremendous impact this show has been on American culture. We have been pushing against depravity and insanity, and it seems now things are going our way, and I can really only draw the conclusion that our efforts have very nearly single-handedly turned this country around.
I would agree with that. Nearly single-handedly.
Very nearly.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody. I'm in a good mood. All right.
You are. That's
we
good.
have the Rumble stream set up correctly. We have the regular stream set up correctly, and we are going to read the news. Breitbart News. Deke, I know this is you guys don't even understand how emotionally invested Deke is in this.
Yeah. So along with our political stories that we'll get into, I'm going to explain something to you that I'm going to explain something to you here in a minute. This is coming up. I got a couple cool science stories this morning. I got a cool AI story, and we've got
media, some entertainment stuff. Yeah. So it's not all going to be it's not all going to be as awful as this is going to be, but this is pretty bad. So if you guys are not already, please make sure to stare directly at the screen right now. From Breitbart.news, a report: openly gender fluid ex-Biden official Sam Brinton is to undergo mental health treatment to resolve theft charges. This is just in case you think the failings of the Biden administration started last week at the debate. No. They have been making very bad choices for a very long time.
Dude.
All right, I'm scrolling. Look, he's off the screen.
Jesus Christ.
Brinton was reported to have pleaded guilty to petty larceny, which is a misdemeanor, instead of grand larceny, which is a felony offense, according to the Washington Free Beacon. In 2018, he stole fashion designer Asia Kamson's luggage while at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Kamson came forward in 2023, revealing she had lost the luggage in 2018, and photos of Brinton appeared to show him wearing her custom.
Wearing it. It was a custom-made outfit that dude was wearing around.
Yeah, and apparently a lot of the outfits Brinton wore had been in her missing luggage. In a hearing last week at Arlington General District Court, state prosecutors reportedly announced Brinton would undergo mental health treatment, write a letter of apology, and complete 50 hours of community service helping the elderly. The resolution, can we add a stipulation never to work for nuclear energy department again? Just make sure.
Stop. Scroll up to see his face.
Yes.
That's going to kill the elderly when they see something like that walk through. Look, I'm all for people being who they want and whatnot. Okay.
Community
if
service.
You want to be a freaking caterpillar, be a caterpillar. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
Just don't make me have to call you that.
So
this thing needs to pick a side. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that is a walking exclamation point. Like, if you don't take a double or triple take, if you don't stare, if you don't have a shocked, oh my God, reaction to this, then there's something wrong with you. That is a natural reaction to this. A bald, mustachioed,
revulsion,
pedophile looking man with lipstick and a dress and a necklace on. A dress is like
okay.
It
So
makes
do you
my
think
brain hurt looking at this guy?
So community service, let's say he goes into an elderly home. The elderly people are even worse than us about respecting
They're gonna have a heart attack. Yeah, I would love to have
Sam gonna get triggered.
Dude, that would
what are you doing, boy? Why are you wearing lipstick, boy? Don't touch my food.
That's a great point. These old codgers, these old bastards are going to be like, what the hell is wrong with you?
You're everything wrong. My dad died in World War II, and look at you.
Yeah. Yeah. My best friends died in World War II so that you could walk around looking like this. All right.
I survived 96 years on this planet.
Took 4 bullets.
What's wrong with you, boy?
6 stab wounds. I killed 300 Japanese soldiers for you to do this.
I cut the trees that built my own house. And you stole a woman's clothes. Yes.
I would like to point out that anyone watching that thinks that we are hate-mongering assholes, you're exactly right. We are.
Well, no, I can't stand it when people steal luggage. It's terrible. It's just so inconvenient. Let's see. We got some other news. I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but it appears that Joe Biden might not be 100% in control of his mental faculties. And as such, since the underwhelming performance at the debate last week, he has had some people huddle around him and unexpectedly join his team. It turns out, according to MSNBC via Laura Loomer here, MSNBC just reported that Hunter Biden, who is a drug addict and a convicted felon, has been sitting on Joe Biden's meetings in the White House since the debate last week. In other words, Hunter Biden is now making decisions that are impacting our country.
You mean to tell me that everything that's gone on in the last 3 years in this country, some decisions have possibly been made by a crack addict?
Well,
that explains. That's what I mean. That answers a lot of questions for me, sir. If you told me that, the country was helped control by a crack addict for the last 3 years, I'd be like,
who do you think makes better decisions, qualitatively better decisions? A coke fiend that snorts coke off of hookers' butts, or an elderly man who literally has dementia and can't really remember things or speak? Who makes better choices? I'm just wondering.
What's behind curtain C? I'll take the box. I don't even know what's in the box. I'll take the box.
Sam Brinton already took the box. He already took it. They're tracking him down right now.
Yeah.
According to Axios News, we have some insider information inside the House Democrats' anti-Biden vent session. So, a pre-planned meeting of House Democrats focused on the party's political messaging devolved into a grievance fest about President Biden, according to Axios News. During the virtual meeting on Tuesday afternoon was a listening session of the Democratic Policy and Communications Committee held to go over messaging ahead of the 2024 election. Much of the meeting was taken up by members expressing irritation and misgivings toward Biden and his team, according to a member of the meeting and another source briefed on the matter. Biden was repeatedly referred to derisively as the donkey in the room. By Democrats on their secret phone call. One House Democrat shared in the meeting that the phone calls he has received have been overwhelmingly negative toward Biden. And Rep. Lloyd Doggett alerted members of his statement calling for Biden to withdraw from the presidential race. People are not happy. They were warned that Doggett's statement will not be a one-off, and more members of that Democrats of the House will likely follow his lead if the White House doesn't start to show that they understand what's going on. Another law, yeah.
Summarize this for me. Lost me a long time ago.
Okay, so it starts like this. Biden looks stupid on national TV,
right?
And then the donors and the political elites, it's a pyramid. It's a pyramid, dude. And It's not a pyramid of elected officials. It's a pyramid of people of power.
Right. Gotcha.
Biden messed up. Donors and super elites were like, oh, no. And then donors started calling their lawmakers and be like,
right,
what's going to now more and more pressure. Pressure is mounting for Biden to withdraw his candidacy. Substantial pressure. So look, we've there's an amount of pressure that a stubborn old demented man can ignore and just keep on plodding on. And then there's an amount of pressure that it becomes impossible to, and we're approaching very, very difficult for him to continue in the race.
How they haven't done all this and did all this. And if you'll go to our Discord server and go up to, it's near the top, it's called Deconspiracy Theories, and just go scroll through that. Go back a couple of months and you may see some stuff that I posted about this very topic coming up.
Here's my last one. I got a little video clip for you. I would like your expert analysis of a bit of footage here, sir. So let me turn this volume off because, well, you know what? We'll leave this on. Here we go. This appears to be a meet and greet handshake of Joe Biden at some sort of an event here. You go around, you grab hands, you make people feel good about themselves. Here we go.
I know. I
just want to get your. Oh, you've seen this? Hey, shake his hand. Rest his arm a little bit. Make you feel like very important to you. Look at it. He looks down at his arm like, what are you doing, dude? How about you get your hand off of me?
Get your hand off my hand. Look, dude, I swear to God, if I shook hands with a guy and he rubbed my freaking forearm like that, I'd be like, yo, what the hell?
We live in the best universe, the best reality. This is the most amazing stuff.
Now, me and one of my buddies, when we shook hands a long time ago, we wouldn't shake. We wouldn't. You know the origin of the handshake, the supposed origin of the handshake. Some people say, oh, that's bullcrap, but it goes back to they would shake hands with their forearms. You would, when you came in, you would grab forearms.
That's a Roman handshake.
Yeah, that's to see if you had any weapons hidden right here. Because you could easily put a dagger to boom,
right?
And they would do this as a sign of, whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, I've got one here. I came across this yesterday and I read it and I was like, oh, this is very interesting. Let me see if it's all right here, if it's in more. Okay. So we had this story the other day on the show about the Supreme Court, and of course everybody's going nuts on everybody's going nuts on the one decision, but the decision before that we covered was the Chevron defense. All right.
Right. And I think I explained that very poorly.
All right. I've got someone, Spike Cohen, Spike Cohen. All right.
I'm going to say yes.
Spike Cohen is founder and president of You Are the Power, 2020 vice presidential bronze medalist, suspected Jew. That's what his You Are the Power is a network of liberty-minded activists across the country fighting for a free America. All right. So I don't know if I'm following him. I'm not following him. This just came up on my feed yesterday. So for those of you who don't understand what Chevron defense is and why SCOTUS ended it, here's the long and short of it. A family fishing company, Looper Bright Enterprises, was being driven out of business because they couldn't afford the $700 per day that they were being charged by the National Marine Fisheries Service to monitor their company. The thing is, federal law does not authorize the National Marine Fisheries Service to charge businesses for this. They just decided to start doing it in 2013. Why did they think that they could get away with just charging people without any legal authorization? Because in 1984, in the Chevron decision, the Supreme Court decided that regulatory agencies were the experts in their field, and the courts should defer their interpretation of the law. So for the past 40 years, federal agencies have been able to interpret laws to mean whatever they want, and the courts just had to go with it. It was called Chevron defense, and it put bureaucrats in charge of the country. It's how the OSHA was able to decide that everyone who worked for a large company had to get the jab or get fired. No law gave them that authority. They just made it up. It's how the ATF was able to decide a piece of plastic was a machine gun. It's how the NCRS was able to decide that a small puddle was a protected wetland. It's how out of control agencies have been able to create rules out of thin air and force you to comply. And the courts had to simply defer to them because they were the experts. Now, imagine if your local police could just arrest you for any reason and no judge or jury was allowed to determine if you actually committed a crime or not. Just off to jail you go. That's what Chevron defense was. It was not only blatantly unconstitutional, it caused immeasurable harm to everyone. Thankfully, it's now gone. We haven't even begun to feel the effects of this decision in the courts.
This is more significant than the presidential immunity. Presidential immunity basically just put into law like what we already knew, which was presidents are immune. It's just that the current courts were pretending that they could get away with it. Okay, that's good. This takes the fangs out of so many bureaucratic agencies. Like you guys don't just get to make up law. We get to make up law. We, the people, get to vote, send Congress people. They argue, don't do anything, barely pass anything, and spend all our money. But they are the ones that get to make law, not you. So this is great. This is super great.
I'm gonna post that.
But what about the spotted lemon worm that's endangered? I don't know. Call your congressman. Make a law.
I'm all for stuff like that.
Yeah, look, I don't want stuff getting wrecked.
But what they were referring to is it's when you use it for nefarious purposes,
which is exactly what happens. You know why? Because sociopaths seek power. They always do. Crazy people, sociopaths seek power. They are drawn like moths to the flame to positions of power. They get themselves seated in bureaucracies and these little seats where they get to make up rules and powers and stuff. And then they get to be little micro tyrants, and they love that stuff. Evil people will find these little positions. So let's just get rid of the power. Take the power away. It's great. It's good stuff. All right. Let's do something. You got something else? You got anything else?
I don't think I have any.
Let's see.
You got my other
Trump is raising more money than Biden, by the way. There was like, Biden's raised $234 million this quarter. Yep. Trump campaign just announced that it has raised $331 million. Surprising nobody. Let's see. Anything else of super interest? Oh, dude, I saw this morning. Let me ask you what you think about this. We've seen J6 stuff in the past year or two. And look at this story. Share. Look at this. Leftist college kid turned in his J6 dad and then raised $200,000 on a GoFundMe while his dad is serving time in prison. Isn't that crazy? These kids get so brainwashed, and they're turning in their own family. I mean, it's like, this is the stuff you hear about in like stories, where like,
wow,
1984 and all of that, where like, they'll force you to turn in your family, or they'll, brainwash people to turn in his dad.
I don't know how the relationship was before, but obviously to me, I would guess that their relationship had been strained for a long
probably.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, I would guess that as well. Yeah, I mean, look.
Because I was like, gosh, man, I love my children no matter what they do. No matter what they do, I love them unconditionally. It's unconditional love. But if they did that to me, would I still love them? Yeah, I would still love them, but
No,
man,
you would, and
I
you'd be
would
hurt. The
disappointed.
thing
I'd
is,
be hurt.
isn't it? It's unconditional love goes one direction, dude.
Yeah, it doesn't come back. No,
It
you
doesn't
don't-
come back.
And when you expect it to come back, that's where all the problems come from.
Yeah.
You have to love and not expect. I try to say that every day on the radio. Sometimes I miss a day, but I always say it at least once a week to do something today. Do something today nice for someone, and don't expect anything in return. Don't expect them to nod. Don't expect them to even look your way. If you can get into doing nice stuff for people without expecting some sort of return for you, that's the dopamine hit. Because when we do stuff for nice people now, we get that return, and that's the dopamine hit. The return gesture or thank you or whatnot is what we get. You have to train yourself to get the hit from doing just the return or just the action.
Okay, you got some robot stuff, some cool stuff. We got some
science stuff. You want to hit the science stuff first? I got a couple of. I got science, history, technology. This is a nice little crazy day we've got here. This was a cool story that I come across. I was like, man, I got to share this. These Florida ants have been discovered to perform these life-saving operations discovered besides us that does something like this. So these ants in Florida have let's see, let me get down. Researchers found that Florida carpenter ants identify limb wounds on their nest mates, then treat them with either cleaning or amputation. When we were talking about amputation behavior, this is literally the only case in which a sophisticated and systematic amputation of an individual by another member of its species occurs in the animal kingdom. Isn't that cool? I've always been fascinated with ants. Everything about ants is very fascinating to me. Their society, their structure, how they do things. Ants are not just some stupid little insects, man. They're very freaking intelligent. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've always attributed ants to kind of like the Borg. You know, the ants are kind of like the Borg. They really are.
You know, when you posted that story, I wasn't sure what that was about. I didn't read into it. So they will treat each other if under certain circumstances.
If they're injured.
I was thinking like, like the only thing that even kind of remotely reminds me of this is like if you're in like, I don't know, the wild or whatever, and you get a cut, you get cut and you would need sutures, you need stitches. There's a kind of ant that you can use to bind your to stitch yourself. You get them to bite on
bullet ant or one of the
and then you twist their head off and they bite and then they're locked in and you can do like you can make stitches out of ants' heads. That's crazy.
So I thought that was a cool story. All right, so
that is kind of neat.
So put away your science books and open your history books. This is a really fascinating and really upset story, and it comes from the New York Post. So.
Yeah, I can tell you have. I can tell you got New York Post though because you're. You can only do one of them at a time, dude.
No, I know. I do one of them at a time. All right. Am I back to good? Back to good.
Yeah, you're all right for a moment.
20 song. All right. So, this French has a vet. Gosh, I see. This is why I have the stupid ad thing.
Is it
turned up? Look, this is why I have the ad rings. That's exactly. Yeah, it's underneath the Lord of the Rings there. So after that ad plays, they'll show you. There's the picture of the sword. This ancient sword is known as the French version of King Arthur's legendary Excalibur. It was mysteriously vanished from this town where it's remained lodged in a rock for 1,300 years. The Durandal sword appears to have been taken from a thief or by a thief in this tiny medieval town. All right. For centuries, it's believed that the sword once belonged to Roland, a semi-legendary knight who bravely fought for Charlemagne in the 8th century. This is a cool story, okay? They've
Okay.
launched an investigation to find out how this sword got out of this wall that's 100 feet off of the ground on this cliff. Okay, so the story goes that Durandal was an indestructible sword and the sharpest sword in the world, and was able to cut through stone in a single blow. The sword's magical qualities were described in the 11th century epic poem, The Song of Roland. Charlemagne received Durandal from an angel before he gifted it to his best soldier, Roland. Roland, before his valiant death at the Battle of Roncesvalles Pass, tried to break the sword on the rocks to prevent his enemies from taking it, but he could not destroy the sword. So Roland took the sword and threw it into the air, and the sword traveled hundreds of miles before landing tiny town. Now, that's the legend of how the sword got into this wall. The sword is gone. This was like the tourist attraction thing for 1,300 years. This freaking sword has been in this wall, in this stone wall. And now there's Roland and the Epic of Roland right there, or the Song of Roland. There's the sword. Look at it.
So where does it look like? I mean, like, did they have a photo of it missing? If it's not there now,
no, they didn't have
a
photo.
I can't, because it looks like it's like, see that chain is up and down still. Like it don't look like it's
that's
dangling.
the sword still there, I think. Isn't that crazy? It's got,
that is nuts.
A private collector's going to get, private collectors get all that kind of stuff, you know, and they keep it for a long time, and they'll pass it down for 3 generations, and then 200 years from now, like, look what we got. Oh, it was sold by my great grand. You know, I didn't have anything to do with it.
Could be like illegal immigrants in Europe. You know, that's happening all over there too. Somebody could just walk through and be like, "Cut out this sword. I'm gonna take it." Having no respect for local culture, tradition.
That's a very good possibility.
All right. So no. I don't want to go yet.
Okay.
I don't believe that the sword was thrown hundreds of miles and stuck in the wall. So
I do.
How do you think that actually got stuck up there?
Roland threw it, dude. Did you not listen to the story? Listen to the story.
All right. In my mind, there's a soldier like going up the hill, and he's talking to his friend. He's like, and then it was like this, and then whoa, oh man.
Obviously, okay. So here, let's be logical about this. Obviously, the ground is no. I mean, it's the little tiny town has been there for a long time. There was a crack in the wall. Did somebody crawl up there one day and try to freaking? Did they build scaffolding up there to try to get something and put the sword? Well, something. There's all kinds of logical things that could have happened. But the cooler thing is that Roland tried to break his magical sword and he didn't, and he threw it and it went over 100 miles and landed in a little city.
All right. So now hold on. I don't want to leave this topic yet. He was so fascinated. Let's say that next week they find the despicable thief and they recover the sword.
Yeah.
Do you put the sword back in the wall?
Mm-mm.
Do you take this 1,300-year-old artifact and stick it back in a rock?
No, you don't, because that sword is now on it. Now that sword is now on a new journey. Okay. Its journey for 1,300 years was to be stuck in that rock.
Right.
For some reason, a thief had to steal it from the rock for it to begin its next journey. If we're going to write a story about and make the sword the main character, this is chapter 2, or this is actually like chapter 5. You know, the sword's journey is not over yet. So I don't know. It's kind of cool, but it's really sad. I don't like.
Yeah, like you can't fix this, but some giant dickhead stole the sword. But you can't fix this. You cannot fix it.
There's been giant dickheads like that throughout history.
Sure.
You go and you read stuff about that, and you're like, oh, the whatever gem was stolen by thieves in 1312 and recovered in 1518. And I mean, that's just history.
That's just history. All right. Well, that's a cool story. I like it.
I liked that one too. All right. Put your put your history books down and let's get out our Legos because we're going to make a robotic arm here in AI class.
Ooh.
Beep, bop, boop. This is AI News.
It went all the way. It went all the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
it didn't
yeah,
go
it
all the way
did.
for me. It
No,
stopped.
it went all the way. Look at and there's Charlie, our robot.
I like him.
Hey, Charlie.
What's up, Charlie? Look at that, JJ. You like this?
What's going on? Why? Slow down. What am I seeing?
Okay, you see this little robot right here with the blue?
Yeah. Why? Yeah. Why does it have sushi on top?
That's not sushi. You see this right here?
Yeah.
Guess what that is if I say it's not sushi? It's in a robot. What do you think that is? Educated guess.
That is organic.
Yeah, that's brain cells. That's organic brain cells that biocomputers are now getting on chips, biochips, and they are controlling robots. So you see Charlie over there? Where's he at?
Hey,
See him
Charlie.
over there?
You're already outdated, Charlie.
This is his great grandfather that I'm showing you a picture of right here.
So they're taking what kind of brain cells? What kind of brain cells? No way. It says human brain organoids. They're using human brain cells.
Yeah. Biocomputing is one of the most bizarre frontiers in emerging technology and made possible by the fact that our neurons perceive the world and act on it, speaking the same language as computers do, electrical signals. Human brain cells grown in large numbers into silicon chips can receive electrical signals from a computer, try to make sense of them, and talk back. More importantly, they can learn. First time we encountered the concept was in the DishBrain project at Monash University, Australia, in what must have felt like a Dr. Frankenstein moment. Researchers grew about 800,000 brain cells onto a chip, put it into a simulated environment, and watched this horrific cyborg abomination learn to play Pong within about 5 minutes. Remember that video they did that a while ago?
This is horrifying, dude.
But this has been going on for a long time. Oh, isn't that great?
This is straight up extremely disturbing. This is not cool. This is horrific. This is humans don't matter. We'll just make them into battery.
The AI stories, I see 100 AI stories a day. Not that many. I see 10, 15 AI stories a day.
Yeah.
The ones that I show you on this show are the ones that I find either top of the line or freaking scary outcome. That one is a scary outcome right there.
Have they considered using since we're just testing on brain cells or whatever, we'll just anything goes. Have you guys thought about putting like demented brain cells into a robot and just see what happens? Just take say for instance brain cells from a person that has dementia.
Oh my Lord.
Can't do anything. It already doesn't matter, right? Just tuck him in a robot. See what happens. See if it can still shuffle around like a Roomba.
Speaking of Terminators, there is a new Terminator show coming on. Oh, that's the wrong. Oh, geez.
That's Sam Brenton.
Sorry, that was a bad joke.
All right, yeah.
Speaking of the real Terminators, Arnold and his Terminator are coming back to Netflix. I know that's terrible. Netflix has got a new Terminator show. It's called Terminator Zero. All right. It's coming on August the 29th. And look at the poster.
Oh my. Look at that.
Anime studios that brought you Ghost in a Shell. So it's going to be anime. Look at that.
Okay. All right.
So this whole article is just they needed something to talk about, so they talked about how the fact that Terminator 2 turned the T1s,
how
the 800s into
inverse.
protectors.
this is a clickbait trash article. How are you going to lead with a cover image of Arnold Schwarzenegger as Terminator and like Netflix reboot? Dun dun dun. No, it's a cartoon.
No, the way that they did it, that's why the way that they wrote the article was that Terminator 8, the T-800 started off as a bad guy, and then he turned to protecting people. In the movie T2.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Judgment Day.
Oh yeah.
And so it was like, oh, they're taking it back to protecting kids and Terminators. And the story, on at least one level of the story, won't be about Terminators terminating, but instead protecting kids. And I'm like, you better have a good story for that,
dude. Look,
that's kind of cool.
do you want it? Are you gonna watch? Maybe you will. Maybe you'll enjoy it.
Yeah,
I have no interest in watching it. Would I watch a Terminator TV show? Yes. I want practical effects. I want physical robots, do the old school on camera, special effects. It doesn't have to be spectacular. It just got to be kind of cool. Cartoon, I wouldn't even clock that for a couple minutes. Like, I don't need to see that.
Would you,
I'm just saying, I'm not the audience for a cartoon. Somebody else is, I guess.
Would you watch a cartoon about Hellboy?
No.
Would you watch a new movie about Hellboy with a different
Yes,
Hellboy?
dude. Is Ron Perlman?
Nope.
Crazy racist Ron Perlman?
Thank God.
No.
What's his name?
Fair.
What's his name was a better Hellboy.
Yeah, the guy from Stranger Things. Okay, is he back? That wasn't a terrible movie.
No, he was a good Hellboy though. I like him.
Yeah, he was. That was good. Okay.
Perlman.
All right. So we don't have Ron Perlman, and we don't have but we got somebody else. We got a trailer.
I got a trailer.
I didn't even hear about this. Let's go. I'm so excited.
It's a short little teaser trailer, but it's
let's take the we'll take here.
Yeah, take us off.
No, I wanted the robot gone. Okay.
Oh, okay. Here you go.
Let's go. I'm so excited right now.
Something in these hills. Something haunted. Evil. It smells like death.
How do you know that?
Dark things called dark things.
I heard tales about him all my life. Most just called him the Crooked Man.
We've got company.
All your friends, they all gonna die.
Perfect. I think these are perfect. Get new Hellboys every time. Keep making your comic book movies like this. The Crooked Man is actually based on a freaking real legend. The Crooked Man.
Can I say that everything about that looks amazing?
Yeah.
Except for Hellboy.
I know. That one shot, he actually looked good. But Hellboy is Hellboy.
Like that movie looked like
big.
I was like, oh, this is I liked it. Hellboy. Yeah, it's got discount Hellboy. It's
Hellboy, I'm okay with
it's
that.
Hard. I know it's hard.
If it doesn't cost a crap load of money and they can make a quality movie, I'm okay with that. That's the guy that plays Hellboy. And I mean, look at it, his big freaking Hellboy chin. He's got that big boxer chin, man.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work. Maybe his shoulders aren't wide enough. I don't know.
Think he's. Yeah, I think they probably needed to make him a little more.
I can't tell you what it is. All I can say is, I mean, I've got Hellboy comics. I always thought the Perlman Hellboy looked great. And then the one they did a couple years ago with the other guy, sorry, I can't remember the other guy's name. That was very, very good. But like Hellboy is a very distinctive looking silhouette, a very distinctive looking character.
David Harbour.
Harbour. Thank you. Even he was very good, different, but very, very good. But Hellboy has to cut a silhouette that is blacked out and you just see the silhouette and it looks right. and that didn't look great to me. But you know what? The overall the movie looked pretty interesting. Like, yeah. David Harbour's like thick eyebrows and beady eyes that work. Yeah, look how sunken his Hellboy eyes look.
And they've got a lot of prosthetics on him to make it sunken in than the new Hellboy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on the page. Even this one right here. He just had that.
Look
I don't know.
that.
Hellboy
That
has this
so
attitude. As long as this new guy gets the attitude right. This was a fantastic movie.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah, man, I really, really liked it.
Yeah. It's special effects, bro. That's what a budget can do. The budget can do that.
This is me, and this is my son.
No budget. You get discount Hellboy. Well, that still looks pretty cool.
I'm okay with that. That's what I argued for the longest time. I was like, why doesn't before streaming and internet and all that crap? I was like, why doesn't Fox, the channel, get a bunch of no-name actors and make them X-Men TV series like Arrow and Green Arrow and all them? I was like, why don't you make one with a bunch of no-name actors that you don't have to pay them $5 million to because you got Hugh Jackman?
Well,
there's another guy out there that's 5'3" that'll actually do it.
I think Fox did this back in like 1995 and
yeah, they done it a long time ago, but it was crap. Yeah, they were trying to change I'm
going to call myself out here. Like, not even 5 minutes ago, we were talking about Terminator, and I was like, I don't want a cartoon. Make a cheap TV show with physical on-camera stuff. I don't care how bad it looks. It'll still be great. And now they did it with Hellboy, and I'm like, no. No.
You know what I wish
they would money.
You know what I wish they would keep doing with different actors like that? If you're going to get a different Hellboy to play the main character, but keep telling some of the comic stories, you know what I wish they would do is Judge Dredd. Tell some more of the Judge Dredd stories.
Yeah, dude, the Carl Urban Judge Dredd was pretty rad.
Yeah, it was.
Although he's been the last 4 or 5 years doing The Boys TV show, so yeah, I don't know.
And he would be a lot of money to get him again, so that's what I'm saying. Get a new actor, make another little bitty one. You don't have to have big actors,
right?
You know, spend it on the special effects and stuff like that.
The thing about Judge Dredd is that it takes place in this like enormous city, and you have to do the visual effects of this huge city in the background.
You can do that with free freaking
just do it.
I've been illustrating a freaking book with free AI. I can just do it 20 a day.
Cast Merrick Garland as Judge Death. Yeah,
that'd be good.
Yeah.
Right. I don't have anything else. I forgot our music today. What are we doing this week?
It's not banjos. It's American songs. Like you were doing like something.
I was doing 4th of July songs.
4th of July songs.
What's a good I'll tell you a good one that can be ours.
Born on July. Isn't that a song?
No, that's Born in the USA, but that's by staunch, so far left liberal Bruce Springsteen that it just oozes out his face.
It's all right. We can use their brains for robots. It's fine.
Look, your wife doesn't want us to fight anymore, so let's stop. I'm sorry.
Stop fighting.
So what I want you to do is I want you to go to our Discord server, Deeks playlist.
He's saying that you're telling us to stop fighting. You can't hear him.
Sorry. Well, nobody's.
I'm sorry. I'm getting you in trouble now. Your song today is, I was going to save it for tomorrow, but we'll do it today. I'll have a good one for you tomorrow.
Okay.
John Wayne put out an album a long time ago. It's a patriotic album. And I play this one every 4th of July, Veterans Day, Memorial Day. Yes, John Wayne. And it's called, here, let me pull it up here for you. Okay. This is how it starts.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Courage to you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
What do those words mean to you? To me, they say, thank you, America.
They go through every line, and he says what every line is supposed to mean. Instead of just this little pledge allegiance to the flag, this is what this means. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. He explains what all of it means in this song. It's great. It's great. It was recorded in like freaking 1968 or some crap.
That is actually really cool. I think.
You'll love this one. All right.
And at the end of the show, so we're not going to be in here tomorrow, guys. I'm going to take my kids to a parade.
It's going to rain here. It's raining out all of our activities here. We got some bad thunderstorms going, and we had all this huge stuff going on. So we've moved everything to Friday, and some things have gotten canceled. So that's what we're fixing to talk about on the show.
All right. Hey,
Hands off of each other. Separate yourself.
Okay. So, anyway, we end the day. We end the show every single day with a hilarious joke. Here's your joke today. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back?
A stick.
That's right, a stick.
That was always my favorite joke.
Hold on. Hey, sweetie. Come on, come here. You want to tell a joke?
I got a joke. Is that for Lily? I got a joke for Lily.
Deke has a joke for you.
You got to listen to it, and she's got to come on camera.
Okay. Can you hear?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you get sick and you run a fever, that means you're hot. It's hot. You're hot when you run a fever. What do you give your dog when he runs a fever?
I gave him. What?
I don't know. What do you give? What do you give Ruby when she runs a fever?
Give her calories.
Calories.
You give her mustard because she's a hot dog. I had to I had to completely reword that joke for Lily.
Hey, Uncle D, can we have one more joke? You want one more joke?
Will she tell me one more?
Come here. Come on. Come over here. All right.
Can we have one more joke?
One more joke, please, Uncle Deacon.
Oh, she wants one more?
Yeah, let's do one. Hey, let's do this one. Why? No, I did that yesterday. Hang on. Let me change the page. Why did the lady wear a helmet every time she ate? Do you know?
Why?
She was on a crash diet.
Say,
Daddy, that was terrible.
Lily, why did the dog cross the road twice?
Because he wanted to get some food.
He was trying to catch the boomerang.
All right.
Well, let me get
All
John Wayne. I'm sorry. He was up there the whole time.
Thanks. Yeah. All right. That's it for today. We'll be back Friday morning at 8 o'clock.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, please. You got an announcement?
I have a joke.
Oh, you have a joke?
Okay.
Please tell us a joke.
Why did Dad cry? Why did a dad who was old who went to a store?
Why did a dad who was old go to a store? Why?
He was hungry for food.
Oh, not Boo? Oh, good job. You got an applause. That's good. All right. Say bye, everybody. Say bye, everybody. Look at the camera right there.
Bye. Oopsie daisy.
Politicians and talking heads lying left and right. You can help us bring facts into the light. Don't let your daughter lose her neck.